follow one course until successful. And on today's episode, I would actually like to talk about a company that has been doing tremendously well since they IPO'd in 2019, and that company is Beyond Meat. So let's get right into it. But before we do that, please be sure to be subscribed and make sure to like and share our videos. So looking at the 4-hour 180-day moving chart, one thing that immediately stands out is today there was some huge movement. I think the stock at one point rallied almost 30% on the news that the company is partnering with, I believe it's Pepsi, to make plant-based snacks and drinks, which I mean is a huge opportunity for the company, given that they are an innovator in that space, and also given that due to concerns of environmental impacts of our consumption behaviors, this is a company that's positioned for continued growth and success beyond just 2021, 2022 into the decade. So as you can see here, Beyond Meat shares soared 26% as the company teams up with PepsiCo. And if you dive a little bit into the details here, immediately a few things stand out. Beyond Meat currently controls about 13% of all meat alternative categories in the United States, which is huge. I mean, owning 13% of the US market share it's a big deal. And that just goes to show the gravity of this deal between PepsiCo and Beyond Meat. And this partnership could, be a big boon for Beyond Meat because of, the manufacturing capacity that PepsiCo has, right? But looking at the financials, the company currently is still not profitable. As you can see, their profit margin is -7%, and 2020 has been a very challenging year for a lot of companies for different reasons. And of course, we know that the pandemic has had a chilling effect on the economy as a whole. But currently, their revenue is at $403 million and expected to grow even higher. Their net operating income is, -$28 million. Their total cash, I mean, it looks like they do have a good amount of cash on hand, and that's almost $250 million. And then their total debt, they don't have a lot of outstanding debt, close to $64 million. And that debt to equity ratio is 16.9, and their operating cash flow right now is -$71 million. Stock currently, there's a lot of people shorting the stock just because of how fast it ran since its IPO in 2019. But going back to the charts, again, like, this is a company that if you're looking to invest long term, it's positioned for continued growth. It's basically, to me, this is the Tesla story, right? Tesla had the same kind of challenges in its initial since its IPO'd in 2010, right? So the stock itself was wobbly, it was up and down, there wasn't a lot of movement, but all of a sudden everybody realized the value of Tesla because of its disruptive and innovative technology. This is basically more or less a similar story where meat consumption is growing, especially as you have a growing middle class in China, you have a growing middle class in Brazil, you have a growing middle class in India, and all these factors combined, there is a continued growth and need for meat consumption. So Beyond Meat offers that alternative to those consumers who are looking to, reduce their carbon emission, but also enjoy the same experience of having meat for their lunch or dinner, right? And I think for those reasons, this is a company that's positioned for continued growth. But looking at the technical charts here, there isn't a lot to see, to be quite honest, just because of some of the choppiness and the inconsistencies in how it rallies and why it rallies, and also why it sells off, right? As you can see right here in October of 2020, the stock, for whatever reason, I really don't know what this is. Comment below if you know why Beyond Meat was selling off, but the stock, as you can see, did sell off, and it tried to hold at about $130. Then it sold off again. I think this was in November 9th, following the elections. Then it hit a low of $105, and has since been pretty there isn't a lot of movement, but as you can see, it tried to cross above the single day moving average. It failed, and then it corrected back down again, testing the November lows of $105, and since has been on this upward rally, and broke above the single day moving average, as you can see right here, and was holding steady. And then this news came out which pretty much gave it this upshot of almost 40 to 50%, which is immense movement in a short span of time. I wouldn't be a buyer at these price point, at current price point, but should the stock sell off and maybe move back to this 130, $135 per share, I'll definitely consider buying this. Yeah, I know that the return on investment would be great given just the potential for growth for this company. Let me know what you think about Beyond Meat. Be sure to leave comments in the comment box below. Thank you, and see you in the next episode.